As a handsome young banker in waiting, Jack would be expected to count the ways in which a society arranges the division of the spoils.
My name is John Perkins. I was an economic hitman.
The tricks are as old as Aristotle, and usually they require the assistance of the police.
We'll arrange a deal between a third world country and the big banks like the World Bank or the IMF.
You know, Mussolini once said that fascism should be more properly called corporatism, since it is the merger of corporate and state power.
One of the conditions of the loan is that the majority of it, 90%, will come back to U.S. corporations like the ones we've all heard of, Halliburton, Bechtel.
Nationalism.
Nationalism, last refuge of small and impoverished countries without a well-developed tourist trade.
These companies then will build big infrastructure projects that primarily serve the very wealthy in these third world countries.
The free market.
The people who question its omniscience belong to weird religious sects.
The country then is saddled with this tremendous debt that it can't possibly repay.
Hi, would you like to read an article about what's wrong with globalization?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Civil liberties.
Civil liberties, extremely expensive, far too numerous.
You go off one side,
Out of here. Let's go.
God damn it.
So when we want the resources from that country, like oil, we'll go back and say, look, you guys borrowed all this money from us. You can't repay your debts. Therefore, you have to sell your oil to our oil companies at very cheap prices.
Jack was beginning to see that banks stand with the status quo and that protest puppets float on the tide of social change. What he didn't yet know was whether to cast his lot with the weight of things as they are or with the hope of things as they might become.